Good evening from the KC Range. This is Rick. Another edition of my outdoor channel, the second edition. And with the second edition, we'll talk about the second of the Ruger Security 6 series, the Service 6, also known as the Police Service 6. This, I think, was the second 6 series. It depends on who you look at, but it was announced in 1970, the Security 6 series. And all was clear. Nothing there. Let me show you. Here I'm pointing myself again, but there's nothing in there. The cylinder is open anyway, but as you can see, nothing in the 6 cylinders. But this was made by Ruger. The Security 6 series was announced in 1970, from what I can tell. It was put out maybe in 72, and I've seen that they were kind of put out at the same time. I've seen that they came out with the Security 6 first, and it came like this with no target sight. It was just a gutter sight, as you can see right here. Let me see if I can point it, aim it through this camera here. But anyway, it's a little bit different backwards, but there is your sight picture for the most part. I probably put that, I did put that white out probably. But this was supposedly the second one that came out. The Security 6 supposedly came out with the fixed sight, the gutter sight, and the target sight. And they came with the little small grips. And I replaced the grips on these with some cheap Pacmeyer imitation grips, but it makes it a lot more comfortable, especially for shooting .357. This one, my first of the 6 series was a Security 6. I bought it in the mid-'80s at Terry's Fine Guns, which is still in business in Greensboro. It was in a different location. And that was a 6-inch blued, and it had a horrible trigger. The single action wasn't bad, but the double action was pretty bad. And that was my first gun. I shot a lot. In fact, this is the KC Range, and Keith, who this range is named for, my ears still ring from the night we shot the Security 6 out at Lake Norman one night. But that's another story. But this is a Ruger design. He made his name with his investment casting. He really figured out how to make investment casting where it did not have to be too terribly bulky to be strong. It's still a little bulkier. It's like a K-frame Smith, but it's a little bulkier, especially in the cylinder. But the Security 6 came out first. That was my first Security 2, and this was second, and this was my second of the 6 series. It's one I could get my hands on easily, because it was actually ready to roll. But I've only shot it maybe when I first bought it. This trigger pull is amazing, but it has some light trigger strikes. Look at that. Look how easy that is. Well, I'm left-handed, but here's what it looks like. That is so easy. No effort. No effort whatsoever. Let's look at the single action. Just nothing. And it's a beautiful gun, but it did have light trigger strikes. Next time I shot it, it did not, and if I shot it again, it did not. But the first time I shot it, I have shot it since, either 1 or 2 times, and it did fine the last 2 times. But I have some ammo. Luckily, I live close enough to Outdoor Limited. If you want cheap ammo, that's where to go. You order $200, and I don't do any business with them, but you spend $200, they ship for free, and their prices are better than anyone. They're based in High Point, North Carolina, which is not too far of a drive from where I live. But this is the Speed, no, not the Speed 6. That was my third, and the third they put out, I guess. But different police departments use these. New York, I believe, did. Police Department, Immigration, Border Patrol. The British ordered some in 38. What was that, Smith & Wesson or whatever. The Indian government ordered some. They had like a little thing for a lanyard, a little ring on the bottom for a lanyard. But let's see how this thing does. I haven't shot it at the most 3 times. First time we had some light primer strike, so we'll see how this goes. Let me load her up and put a target. Oh, again, the investment casting, this is a one-piece frame. It doesn't have a side plate like a Smith & Wesson. It's just one piece, and then they have like a trigger assembly in there and a hammer assembly that goes in, and you know, the trigger assembly comes out here, the hammer assembly comes out here, then you take off, of course, well, the trigger assembly, you know, comes out from the bottom. First you have to take the grips off, and you can do it with a dime. You take the grips off, and then it's got a cool spring. The Smith & Wesson and Colts have a leaf spring along the back, but this has a little cool spring, and it's like a little rod, and it's cooled up and everything. The Ostra handguns are done the same way, except for they have a little ring down there where you can change the trigger pull. But anyway, it's a one piece, and everyone says they're built like a tank. And but this is a nice size, sweet shooting gun. Let's see how it does. I haven't shot it in years. We'll see. Oh, and also at first they had a skinnier barrel, and I thickened it up. And two of mine, I had to get the Speed 6 out sometime. It's a pain to get to, but I'll get it out. I believe it doesn't have the scallop on the back of the frame. There's a scallop on this side. I don't know if you can see that. You see that kind of scallop right in there. And I think my Speed 6, it's a 38. My other two, the security and the service, and something called police service, they both had the, you know, this scallop or whatever in it, whereas the Speed, I believe, is rounded. I haven't seen it. It's been the same for 6 years probably. But anyway, when we moved. But this is it. Let's see how it does. And I'm gonna start, I guess, with this. I'm gonna start with some cheap tool ammo. I got that from Outdoor Limited back in 2022, and it was like $22 a box, and it was steel case. It was this stuff, and I just went back to them, to Outdoor Limited. I'm close enough to drive there, like I said. But I bought some of this stuff. This is remanufactured Oak Island or something, but it was 100 rounds for $32, which is a lot better than $22 or $23 actually for 50. But we'll start with the tool ammo and see how that does. Well, I guess I need a target. Usually I use a 12-pack box, and if you see this bush, drinking and shooting. Well, this is NA, non-alcoholic brew. I have not drunk alcohol in 7.5 years since I quit drinking. But anyway, I use this, and I usually just take a Sharpie and put a point on there to aim at. In my first video, I taped some of these 1/3 targets to it, so that's a pain. I'm going to just draw a little Sharpie spot, name it. It's getting a little dark. Let's see here. Sharpie. Oh yeah, I'm not sick anymore, I don't think. I was sick for about 3 weeks. I don't know if it was COVID or the flu, or I don't know what it was, but it was horrible. And my wife has it now. And yeah, luckily Madeline, she's young. Here I'm off the camera. I'm putting 6 of these steel case. Well, I showed them with my little Taurus 85. They swell up in there after it got hot and all. Let's say I'll go 7 yards at this. I mean, these mirrors, duh. Won't be able to do that. Let's see, where are the ears? All right. I'm gonna go for the top dot. Let's see. All right, it'll be a little dark. Let's see what this bad boy shoots. Looks a little low. Let me try it again. That went to the right low. Yeah, that was better. I'll pull that somewhere. Let's see what we got. Should be empty. Huh. I'm guessing the one I pulled maybe there. Maybe. I missed the whole target completely one time. That's pretty sad. The one I pulled pretty far, but I was aiming here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's one on the wood there. I like using this target because, yeah, they should all at least be where you're looking. But the more I do this show, I hope my shooting will improve. Let me mark those 5 so that we know that those were from the first shots. What I do with the Sharpie. Just like that for later. So here's the Sharpie. Let's see if we do any better. So we'll try the Oak Island. These are, well, some of them are brass and some of them are nickel. We'll go with the all brass. I guess it doesn't matter, but you see some of these, they're remanufactured. That's out of the same box. Let's see if they do any better for me. I'll shoot a little low. Yeah. My group was not that great. I'm gonna shoot again for top because I flipped it. All right. base. Let's see what it did though to the target. All right, there's the first 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, here's my second 6. Oh, well, the ones with the marks, like, all right, here, 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 and there were my first 5. The 6 I just shot, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, strung out, but at least, well, they're all pretty well centered besides that one that really, I mean, I'm still shooting low. I shot low with the 45, but one, that would have hurt. That could have done some damage. That wouldn't have felt good. That wasn't, ooh, that hurt too. That's nasty, but still low. Well, I was low with the other ones with these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think I probably shoved the other one over here. But we'll try it again. I'm going to put a little colored dot on it to see if that helps. Let's see. All right, yeah, I'm shooting a little high on this, looks like. Let's see. Always, if you have that, keep your gun pointed in a safe direction. Give it time so it didn't go bang. That should be enough time. I wonder why that did not go bang. Try it again. That was a bad round. That's not the right one. 2 of them were bad. Huh. Maybe that's why they're so cheap. Try them again. That was, okay, that one needs to go. This one was dented. Okay. Try these again. 7 yards of steel. God. Let's try for some steel and we'll call it a day for the evening. It's getting dark. But, you know, well, that one is. Oh no, they're both gone. All right. Got one bad. This is first. I worked my way up. It needs some practice. Let's go through some steel. I'll go through this stuff here. Let me try it right-handed. I'm going to try it right-handed real quick. Just make a mark. Sometimes, well, not sometimes, but sometimes, yeah. I do better right-handed. I just recently been practicing with that. Well, not practicing. I did a little 380 with it, and I think I shot the star beam with it last video. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Let's see how this does. Right-handed. Doesn't do any better. Let's go for some steel. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put some glasses on. I am standing right now. I don't know if you can see me. Right here is the 10-yard mark. Really, it's more like 11 yards. But, and my 7 yards more like 8. Let's see, right-handed is where we're going, isn't it? Let's see, so we'll go two-handed. Right-handed. Pull that one. Barely got that up last one. I think we'll call it a night. Again, the Ruger Service 6, Police Service 6. It's a great buy if you can find one. This one's not in bad shape. My first one, the Security 6, is a little rougher looking than this. And then my little Speed 6, I need to get them out of the safe. I need to get to the safe first and then get them out. But this has been Rick at the KC range. I hope y'all are having a great summer, even though it starts pretty soon. We're near the summer solstice. It's this week, it may be today, I'm not sure. But thank y'all for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please like and subscribe. Comment if you want to ask any questions or have any comments. I'm sure y'all have seen a lot of mistakes done here. And please fill in any of the information about the Ruger 6 series you would like in the comments. And if you would like to see the Security 6 and the Speed 6, and maybe like a SP101 or some Tori or something like that, let me know. Or some Spanish guns. I love las pistolas españoles de la región, como se dice, Eibar, or algo como así, no sé. But the Eibar is what's usually called in English. It's like say so, Eibar. If there's accent, it's not Eibar. But y'all have a great night. Thank y'all for watching. And if you'd like to see more content, please let me know. And fishing, if you'd like to see that, I need to get my fishing license, like I said, and I'll show you how to catch some fish in a river or whatever, in a little pond. Y'all have a great night.